Hey guys, how's it going? So as you can see behind me, I just picked up the latest addition to my workshop, which is something that I've desperately needed for a long time. And what this is it's a Helix Cutterhead Planer. It's the Grizzly Industrial G1033X Extreme 20-inch planer. And I'm really hoping that this is going to help me in my production. As you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, I work pretty much exclusively with rough sawn lumber that I mill myself, and because of that, I spend a great deal of time sanding down and planing my wood, and the small little planer that I have just doesn't cut it. I desperately needed an upgrade, so I wanted to show you the entire process here. I actually had to drive an hour and a half into close to Johnson City, Tennessee, to pick this up because the freighter doesn't service the area that I live in. So it was a 3-hour round trip, and picked it up. It was really quick. They loaded it into the back of my truck for me. Now comes the fun part. I don't have a tractor or anything heavy duty to be able to get this out of my truck. What I do have is a hill here, so I was able to back my truck up to where my tailgate is pretty close to the ground. I think I'm probably like maybe 1.5 feet off the ground here. So what I'm going to do is come up with some way to slide this off, probably using my quad onto a big 10-foot sled that I use for moving logs, and I'm going to hopefully see if that works, and from there I'll probably use my quad, or I will have to use my quad to pull it into my workshop. Then from there it's getting this thing out of the crate and setting it up. So I guess I'll get to it and see if I can get this thing out of the truck. Okay, so these are two key pieces of equipment that I am going to utilize to get that thing out of my truck, and hopefully it works. So the first thing here is this is actually, there's 3 parts to this. It's folded up. There's actually 3 of them. That's the ramp that I use to, like, if I want to get my quad in and out of the back of my truck, I use that. And I'm hoping that I can slide the crate down that. And I'm going to have this set up so that the crate slides onto this 10-foot sled. This is I think it's Yard Slider. I think that's the name of the sled. I actually got this about 1.5 years ago when I was moving a lot of logs. And I use this thing all the time. It works really good. So plan is get that crate onto this sled from my truck on the hill, use my quad to pull the crate down the ramp onto the sled, and then into my shop. So if all goes well, that should work, but I'm having a feeling it's not going to be quite as easy as I'm hoping. But we'll see. Okay, so here's how I have things rigged up at the moment. I got my ramp going down to the sled, and I have my quad tied up to the bottom of the crate there, which is probably the strongest part. And I have these ratchet straps here strapped to prevent the box from sliding and then just pulling the ramp off. The problem I see right now is that this thing is so heavy, if I can even get it up onto this thing, it's going to probably run into these, which are sticking up just enough to make it impossible for me to slide it. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to slide it pretty close to the ramp. Then I'm going to use some leverage to lift that up, the front end up a little bit, and then I'm going to stick, I don't know if you can see, but I have some real long pieces of wood, some cut-offs over there that I'll stick underneath, and hopefully that'll then I can slide it and get it over these things. It's amazing how just the smallest little thing can totally screw you up. So I'm trying to think of the potential issues that could arise before they happen. That's not what I was hoping would happen. Okay, so then. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to do my, see if I can get some leverage and get those sticks under here like I thought. So, if I can lift lift that up. Lift that up, kick those things underneath. I should be able to slide. Even if these things move with it, it should at least help me get past those hinge thingies. And I'm actually surprised that the quad moved it no problem. All right, so I got this big pry bar, and this piece of firewood. Now I'm thinking that pry bar I have is heavy duty and it's long. So theoretically I should be able to get a decent amount of leverage, assuming this crate can handle it. Lift that up enough and kick these sticks underneath. If my neighbors are driving by, they're probably like, what on earth is that guy doing? All right, so I got the lift off here. Simple machines. It's all about the simple machines. Okay. Now, let's see if I can actually pull it on. All right, so it's hung up on this. Oh yeah, I totally see the problem. At the bottom of the crates, hung up on that thing. So I'm gonna use some leverage to lift it up, put some sticks behind it. In fact, these broke, so I'll use those. And that should lift it up enough. Well, the other side got right over. Just that one side. Might as well do that one too. All right. Ooh, don't want to run this bar through my window. I think I should just pull the truck forward. And this should come right off. All right, that did it. Man, I barely got that thing on the sled though. It's way off to one side. All right, so now I gotta be careful. I don't want this thing to tip over on me. So now I can unhitch. That's super tight. Okay, the next step is for me to clear out some space in my workshop so that I can actually pull my quad in there. That'll take me a minute. I won't bother you with that. Yeah, so if I didn't have that hill right there, there ain't no way I would have got that crate off with this ramp as high as it is off the ground. That thing would have just tipped right over and I would have destroyed it probably. So I'm grateful to have that hill when it comes to offloading any sort of extremely heavy items. Like I said, I know that machine is over 900 pounds on the crate, so it worked out. So I'm glad, and I didn't really have any real problems. This went a lot smoother than I was anticipating. So I'm happy. So like I said, the next step is for me to go in the shop and move some stuff out of the way so I can actually pull my quad all the way in there. And then it'll be just getting it off the crate and setting it up. So I'm really looking forward to that.